Alright, yo guys, Drishal MAC2 here, and today I am back with another video in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So guys, as you can see here, we are going to be doing a full flight. So we are stationed here at La Palma Airport in Mallorca, and we will be going up to Barcelona for our flight today if my VFR map works. There we are. So this is our flight out. So we will be taking off on this runway here. I'll go into the MCDU in a second, taking a right turn, and it's virtually straight up to Barcelona, and then it's decided to make me do this weird zigzag thing, which I'm just going to go with for now. I might just vector myself in, however, into 07 right at Barcelona Airport. I have flown this flight before, however I flew the inverse of this. I flew from Barcelona down to Mallorca. Okay, so let's head inside the cockpit. Here we are, and I am using the fly-by-wire here, guys. The fly-by-wire A320NX mod, and it is updated to the most recent version. If you want to know how to update it or to install it, I have a video in the top. It should come up in the top right as a card, and you can go and check that out. Okay, so where are we currently? So I have got the aircraft kind of set up, ready for engine start over here, and we'll have a look at my flight plan. I've got all this prepared. If you guys want to see me actually programming this stuff, then let me know, but just to save time so it's not a massive video, I thought I'll program this and then start the video. So as you can see, so if we just put this in plan mode here, there we are. Let's step through our flight plan. So there's Mallorca Airport, actually straight up, and then we're flying this weird approach down into Barcelona, down there. Okay, so we can look at our performance page, and we are using flaps 1 for takeoff, a flex to temp of 55 degrees, and transition altitude here is 6,000 feet. And these are our V speeds here. V1 is 130 knots, rotate is 131 knots, and V2 is 135 knots. Okay, so I think it's time to get the engines started. So let's go to my checklist. Oh, and by the way guys, all the flight planning is actually on Sim Toolkit Pro, which I can bring up right here. This is my Sim Toolkit Pro, so it shows everything, and I have got a video on this too, and a card will come up in the top right. Amazing. It uses SimBrief for the flight planning, so as long as you have a SimBrief account it will work, but it just gives you all this information really nicely. Radios, and we get a nice meta as well, so really nice software I use there. So let's start the APU. So we can go master start and click that starter there. We have the APU page over here, and that should start in a second. There you go, you can hear it starting. There we are, that's the APU. Mini jet engine in the back will provide power to the aircraft. I am currently on external power, and I do need to remove my jetway from the aircraft. So again, I'm using a separate kind of thing for that, and it is this thing right here. It is a pushback helper, and I have got a video on that too. So again, card in the top right, and this is a really nice little separate plugin, separate application that you just run, and it just automatically connects to Microsoft Flight Sim. And so as you can see here, instead of going through the ATC menu and everything, I can just click jetway here, and there you go, it disconnects. I can call a fuel truck if I needed to, and I will use this in a second for pushback. Okay, I'll take that out of the way. And let's see if okay, APU is still starting. We can let that go on that. We will have a squawk of 1254 today, and that's all looking good. We can now just wait for our APU to become available. And there it is, guys, our APU is now available, as it says there, avail, and it also says on the button here. So we can now turn on APU bleed, and our APU gen is already on, therefore we don't need external power anymore. We are purely self-sufficient now. So going back to my checklist, we have make sure our thrust levers are idle, which they are. Engine areas are clear, which they are. Turn our fuel pumps on now. There we are. And we can now let's push back. So here we are. I'll use this, my little separate application here. And today we are pushing out down to the left, so nose left, and taxiing just up here to the runway there. So all you can see is I do activate. Damn, my commentary today is not great. And we are flying Iberia. It's a real life flight that they do operate. And this is a nice short 30-minute flight. I do have the Sim Toolkit Pro little kind of heading up here. I can't see it, but I can see it on my OBS. So that should be telling you phases of flight and everything, which is fun. So this guy's gonna connect and start pushing me back. As soon as he starts, there you go, I'll release this parking brake. And let's now start our engine. So we'll start our left engine first, so we can go to start there and turn on engine master number 2. So our engine is starting there, and I have completely missed the taxi line, but that's fine, we're not going to hit anything. It's looking pretty good. And it's going to straighten out there automatically. I haven't clicked anything. Now click straight just to be sure, and activate there, and it will let go of me. Set parking brake. Okay, we can now start engine number 2, and we don't need this guy anymore, so we can just close that. And that has no frame hit at all. Now all the airports are default currently. The only thing I am using is the fly-by-wire mod. Okay, we are looking good. As soon as our engines are started and are stable, we can turn our APU off and start our taxi. I do hope it says, as it says phase in this little Sim Toolkit Pro interface thing up here, not the Microsoft Flight Sim one. It says pre-flight. I hope that changes when I taxi. I don't know if it does it automatically or not. We shall see. There's our engine starting. We are all good. And there we are, we have avail. So we can put this back to normal. We can turn our APU off and our bleeds off. Turn our generators on. And we are looking pretty good. Yep, so we can set flaps 1. Speed brakes, auto brakes can go to max as well, go back to our checklist. So probe window heat to auto, it already is. Radios and avionics, they are set for departure. Autopilot set, don't activate, that is all sorted. Auto brake max, flight controls, let's check they are free and correct. So we can go hit to flight control, and we have aileron left, aileron right, elevator nose down, and elevator nose up, and we have right rudder and left rudder, looking good. So we can put this back to engines. Flight directors are armed, and we have our QNH here of 1012. Okay, it's off plan mode now, and we are ready to taxi down to the airport, to the runway. I can turn my taxi lights on. What's this turned off? Ah, my gen's turned off. That's annoying. We're good. Okay, taxi lights are off. Let's start our taxi here. Alright guys, and here we are at the I can't speak. Runway hold short point. So let's get to our checklist again. So parking brake set, flight instruments check, engine instruments check. We are looking good there. Takeoff data, we have that. Nav equipment check, that's looking good. We can now turn our landing lights and our strobe lights on. Beta heat as required. De-ice as required, we do not need it currently. And we can put our transponder to TARA. So we are now cleared to taxi onto the runway, and we are looking clear on the approach, and the runway looks clear. So we're going to turn onto the runway here at Mallorca La Palma Airport. Okay, and here we are on the runway of 24 right. Okay, so flaps are set, speed brakes are armed, our auto brakes are set to max. We can now click this takeoff config here, and it's checking pred WS off. There we are. You know, my windshield and weather radar up. So let's take off. And I thought I set my parking brake, but apparently not. We've got to about 40% here. And toga. Come on, keep it on the center line. Keep it on the center line. There's V1 and rotate. Oh, the wind, wow, okay, it's windy. Okay, and we can now go get up. And we are flying out of here. Okay, look at that beautiful sun. Absolutely beautiful. And the approach into La Palma Airport is amazing. And we can go now, flaps are up. And we can go back to climb. Okay. We are looking good here. I'm gonna hand fly it for a bit. There we are. I'm gonna keep this nice rate of descent. And I'm going to set my autopilot altitude to 180. 18,000 feet is our cruise altitude for today. and we will be reaching transition altitude, which is 6,000 feet. And I'm now gonna disarm the spoilers. There we are. Okay, and let's put our dimensions to standard. There we go. Okay, and we have a right turn coming up, almost to 10,000 feet. Shallow out our rate of ascent there. Go to about 5 degrees nose up. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We'll start our right turn now. Just stay on those flight directors. There we are. After this turn I would engage autopilot. Now, if anyone's wondering what peripherals I'm using, I'm currently using the VKB Gladiator Cosmo Shima edition. It was a limited edition that released in about July time, I think. However, you can now get the Gladiator NXT, which is probably a bit better and newer. So, highly recommend it. Amazing, amazing stick. And I'm using the TWCS throttle. However, that is going to be going up on eBay soon, and I'm gonna look to buy either a Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant or the Thrustmaster TCA throttle quadrant. Still deciding. I think I'm probably gonna go with the Honeycomb, to be honest. There's almost 10,000 feet. I'm gonna engage autopilot. There is autopilot engaged. 10,000 feet. We can turn our landing lights off, and taxi lights can go off too. We can turn our wing light on. Seatbelt signs can go off, and we'll check. No, we'll leave no scoping smoke. No smoking sign on. And there we are. We are looking good. There is some weather ahead of us, but we can just fly above it. Right, guys, we are still in time. Can zoom out a little bit, and there we are. It is just virtually straight up now to Barcelona. Alrighty, guys, we are here at 18,000 feet or thereabout. And we are now cruising as we leave the island of Mallorca behind. There we are. So it's a very short flight, about 30 minutes or so. Alright, guys, and we can see our temperature is about -7 degrees. I just flicked something, I got no idea what. Oops. Don't need to turn our anti-ice on as we're not passing through any precipitation. Now, I have got a little tip when it comes to descending, which I learned from a real world Airbus pilot, actually called 320 Sim Pilot on YouTube. I was watching some of his videos. His videos are great, by the way. If you want to learn the Airbus, go ahead and watch his videos. He's got like 20 videos on the Airbus, and they're really, really detailed. So, descent. When do you know when to descend? So you can see here we have our top of descent marker, but just to verify that, we can get our altitude, which is 18,000 feet, and times that by 3. So 18 times 3 is 54, and 54 nautical miles away is when we would start our descent. Now, remember, so here it says we're what, 70 something ish away. from the airport, but when it reaches about here, I won't descend because I'm doing all this loopy stuff. If the airport was here, then I might start descending, but no. So you got to take out this your track miles and not your direct distance to the airport. Okay. And also for vertical speed, what you can do is you can grab your ground speed. So mine's 331. You can half that. So that's 165, something around there. And that will be your vertical speed. So you times that then by 10. So 1,650. Well, negative 1,650,000 feet per minute. Right guys, we are near our top of descent and you can see Barcelona just coming into view down here. So there we are, top of descent. So what I'm going to do is let's lower this down to flight level 85. 85? I think that means 8,500 feet. Okay, and we can click that, and we can now see our thrust is idle, and we are at open descent, which is good. We are now descending. I'm sure that's a bug. That should be a 085, I guess. Or I don't think it should even be flight level below 10,000 feet. I'm pretty sure you just hit 8,500 feet. So we are now in our descent phase, and glad to see the Sim Toolkit Pro stuff is working at the top of the screen. I've never actually used it before. I know that's more for streaming, it's a streaming tool, but why not? I'll stick it in my video. I'm now gonna start slowing our speed down. So I'm gonna get this down to 250. There we are, and hopefully, yep, we'll start reducing speed. So it's good. Then we're going to reduce speed and then carry on our descent. So it seems like the speed on the Sim Toolkit Pro streamer tool in the top left seems to be wrong, as in the sim I'm doing 250 knots, as you can see, and it's saying I am doing, oh, indicator speed 250 knots. Okay. I don't know what the SPD is, ground speed maybe, even though this is saying my ground speed is 277 knots, but yeah, sure, we'll just go with it. You can see Barcelona coming into view. Nice textures down here of the sea, I guess, and a lovely day down here in Spain. I am from UK. I wish we had weather like this, but we don't. Currently the sky is grey and it's raining. I mean, the other day, I don't know if you live in the UK, we had snow on the 29th. We had some snow in the morning, and by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon it was sunny, like what we're seeing here on Microsoft Flight Sim. The weather is mental here. And if you guys want to see more videos and stuff of this type, then do let me know. I do enjoy doing full flights. They are different to some of my tutorial videos. Okay, so it looks, we're looking good for 8,500 feet by Robot. It's looking good, and this is showing me kind of my altitudes I should be, and this is a constraint here telling me I need to be at least above 5,500 feet, otherwise it's dangerous, I guess. It must be a mountain or something. along there. I am doing an ILS straight in, so I will arm the landing system once we descend a little more. Okay, looks like we're going to start a right turn in a second. I'm going to turn my landing lights back on, and we can turn that on too. Let's go. Looking good. We can turn our seatbelt signs back on. There we are. And I think we are looking good. We don't have ice, which is good. Enter destination data. Okay. And it's just sorted itself out, I suppose. Okay. Okay, there we are. So our decision height will be 400 feet. What's it doing? Okay, we are leveling off. I had the engines go up. Let's reduce it to 240 so it actually stays below 250 knots. And that would be good. What's the transition altitude here? I will just consult Sim Toolkit Pro quickly. Bam, bam, bam. And 6,000 feet to... And our QNH is 1011. So I can set that up. In a second, let's sort this. So 400. We can put 200 here for minimums. QNH is 1011. Let me just double check that. Yep. And I don't know the wind or the temperature, so I will leave that for now. Let's get this down to, what does it say here? 6,000 feet. Click it again. There we are, open descent. We are looking good here, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is set our auto brakes so we can set them to medium, and our arm spoilers. Now this is a pretty extreme turn here coming up, so I think I will manually perform that turn when we get to BL530, and I'll perform that down there. And after that I will activate the ILS systems. Oh, look at that, what a screenshot. Alright, taking plenty of screenshots. I'll turn this up. Yeah, there we are, I can see it now. And we'll go to barometric pressure when I can, there we are. 1011. Cool, okay. What I'm going to do is set this down to 2,900 I believe it was, but I'm not going to start the descent just yet. There we are. Okay, looking good, looking good. And when we get to BL530 I will manually take the aircraft from autopilot and fly this turn, otherwise it's going to do all this stuff. And what we can also do is slow down to about 200 knots now and start getting some flaps in. Okay, that has jumped. Get down to 200, there we are. And once we get to below 250 knots, we can put flaps 1 in. And as you can see here, I'm just going to bring this down to my second monitor, so I have some nice displays down here. And that's as you guys have seen in my setup video, and I'll put a card to that now. So let's fly this manually now. There goes flaps 1. And we are sending. No, don't send. Don't send. Let's just hold our altitude. We're gonna go down to 5,500 feet. And let's get slowed down to about 180 now. Should have runway in sight in just a few moments. And this is looking good. I'm still flying manually, guys. Apparently there's no waypoint here. I don't really know what that is, but I can hold off on our turn. Here it is, slightly. And complete our turn. And we can go for our second stage of flaps. So we do have a nice little crosswind here, and there we are. And we can re-engage autopilot. Oh, what's it doing? Looks like it's making us turn back towards USRs. That's what's still on there. So let's actually engage that and turn our landing systems on. And we can now fly directly down onto the runway. And slow down to about 160. And we are still about 20 miles out, so we're okay for now. We can't wait. Oh, we have engaged the localizer. Engage the autopilot there. Don't know why I turned right and then left. That's just the autopilot. That's, yeah, it's just a bit stupid, really, isn't it? Okay, we have got our glide slope. We are slightly low, it seems. Beautiful approach here into Barcelona. And there's our runway right there. I'm gonna pull up slightly. And nope, I did not want to do that. Okay. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Whoa, 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 okay. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna set this to 4,000 for now. It's not gonna go any lower than that, hopefully. until we get with our glide slope again. Okay, we will give it a while. Got a nice long approach here into Barcelona Airport. Okay, we've captured our glide slope as well, so that's good. We are definitely looking quite good here, guys. And I love it when a flight just works, you know what I mean? It's amazing. Okay, we're about 10 miles away from the airport. I'm actually going to go flaps 3 now, and we'll give it a while and then we can go get down. Alright, start slowing down a bit more, go down to 150. And I think we're going to need some speed brakes here actually. Another thing I learned from 320 Sim Pilot. Oh, we're going to start slowing down. Yes, I think we are, slowly. Once I get the gear down, which I will do now, that will help us slow down as well. There we are. Yeah, so another thing I learned from 320... Oh, what was I saying? I can't remember now. Never mind. Oh god. So gear is down. Don't get speed brakes back up. Ah, yes. Another thing I learned from 320 Sim Pilot is in the real Airbus, if you pull the speed brakes more than 50%, they will retract back into the aircraft when it's flying. So you can only really use up to 50% whilst it's flying. We can now go full flaps and slow down to 140. There we are. Lovely, lovely approach over the beach. Okay. I will take over control from the aircraft now, my aircraft, and I will follow this ILS down onto the runway. Okay, following these diamonds, that's all I'm doing. Bit high, but that's fine, we have plenty of runway. Holding our, I am descending, we're holding our speed nicely. Check speed brakes are armed, yes they are. And we looks like we're going to get center line right nicely. Okay, look at this approach, beautiful. Lovely airports, both of them lovely airports, and they've got really nice approaches, and it's not too long of a flight.
100 above.
Okay, we can now put up slightly. Don't get too low.
200.
Frames are dying. It says I'm 130, but it does not look like I'm 130. Oh, center line is looking beautiful.
100.
There's 100. I'm gonna pull back throttles now.
40.
Get into that flare. Oh, floating quite a lot. Come on.
10.
Just nail the landing. Come on, butter.
5.
Butter. There we are. Okay, reverse is out. Don't know why we're going left so much. Okay, 60 knots, we'll track the reverses. Okay, we are down. Welcome to Barcelona Airport, everybody. Let's get our flaps back up. And okay, we'll exit the runway just here. And unfortunately I can't show you a replay of the landing. I wish I could. That's something they really need to add into Microsoft Flight Simulator. I have seen a plugin for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I do need to check out, which does give you a replay mode type of thing. I will be checking that out soon. I'm gonna stop here and see where I'm going. I've got no idea where I need a taxi, so I will just quickly check that out now. Alright guys, I figured out where to go. We turn left and follow it all the way down. Easy as that. We'll turn our landing lights off and taxi can go on. Actually, okay, we are good there. Let's start the APU. There we are. Very nice. And I'm just going to check my checklist as we are taxiing out of the runway and towards our gate. Okay, so landing checklist. Spoilers are disarmed, flaps are retracted, engine mode selector is at norm. Landing lights off, strobe lights can also go off. There we are. I'm using a Logitech panel for that. APU start, any gas as required, we don't need it. Transponders are off. I'm veering all over the place, Jesus. Can I get this guy back to standby? There we are. Oh, let's get back on the taxiway. Oh, whoa. Okay, we are looking good. A little bit fast, slow down, and as we cross the runway, it will be the first right turn after the runway crossing. I'm just going to check. Nothing on that side of the runway. Nothing down there. We are clear to cross the runway. And strobe lights can go on for our runway crossing. I'm going to slow down a bit. And first turning here on the right. You can see our AP has powered up. Strobe lights can now go off. We are not on the runway. And we'll take this right turn here. Let's slow it down. Slow it down. And here we are. I will park up. There's an EasyJet over there. Airbus A320. Love their livery. Absolutely love it. There is a Beechcraft there. Something like that. The A320 over there. Alright. Let's park up right over here in front of us. And as we turn into, there's some ground personnel there. We'll stay clear of the, there we are. And taxi lights can now go off as we're turning into the taxiway, the gate. Let's see if we can nail this first try. Oh, we have this guy. Oh, I've not seen this in Microsoft Flight Sim before. That's great. No mods. This is default, by the way. Okay. This is good. I've seen this in X-Plane only. If you tell this, you're gonna tell me to stop. Okay. I guess we'll keep on going until he crosses his hand. Okay. Parking brake set. Ooh. Parking brake is now set. Let's see where he stopped us. Oh, okay. A bit forward. Hey, I like that. I like that. I've not actually seen that in Microsoft Flight Sim before. Very, very nice. Okay, we can now turn on our, let's go to this, APU bleed, and APU gen is already on. So engines, we can now turn off. Let's bring up our pushback helper. Oh, yeah, no, continue please, thank you. Let it connect, it doesn't take long. There we are, connect the jetway. There we are, we have a jetway connecting now. There we are. Okay, let's go through our parking checklist. So, parking brakes are set, thrust levers are at idle, electrical power established, we have our AP running, engine master 1 and 2 off, parking brakes as required, nav lights can now go off, exterior lights as required, we can turn our wing light off, anti-ice off, it was already off, passenger signs off, they may now leave the aircraft, doors are open, flight directors are off, APU bleed is on, fuel pumps can all go off now, there we are. Beacon can go off, so we have all our lights off now. Ecam STS depress, okay, that is down here, STS button right there, and we are normal. Panel lights off, ADIRS off, avionics off, no smoking sign off, AP is required, we can turn that off, and batteries off. Alright, there we are, shutdown checklist complete, and everything will start to shut down in a second as our passengers are disembarking the aircraft. Right guys, well I hope you enjoyed that flight. I definitely did, and if you want to see more full flights and stuff, please do just let me know. Alright, this was an amazing flight. If you have any recommendations, generally a flight that's about an hour long, I don't mind flying one that is shorter, but nothing more than like an hour and 20 minutes would be good. I might do a Tampa to Miami, I did that flight last week and it was great, so I might do a video on that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and go check out some of my other videos, like and subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.